folks. It's Monday, July 13th, 2026. Coming up on the program today, our favorite hate preacher spent the night in the mental asylum. Plus, Galileo 2333 loves the Somali community for all the wrong reasons. Asking children to pet an old horny man, and celebrating Veterans Day with a few sex crimes.
She was working in a bridal shop in Flushing, Queens, till her boyfriend kicked her out in one of those crushing scenes. What was she to do? Where was she to go? She was out on her fanny. So over the bridge from Flushing to the Sheffield's door, she was there to sell makeup, but the father saw more. She had style, she had flair, she was there. That's how she became the nanny. Who would have guessed that the girl we described was just exactly what the doctor prescribed? Now the father finds her beguiling. Watch out, CC. And the kids are actually smiling. Sensuality. She's the lady in red when everybody else is wearing tan. The flashy girl from Flushing, the nanny named Fran.
It's time for a distorted view test of patience. International Nanny Edition.
Venia vestits de núvia al barri de Flushing a Queens fins que el nòvio la va deixar i despatxar. Què havia de fer? On havia d'anar a buscar-se la vida? Venent cosmètics de porta en porta, a casa del Sheffield s'hi va plantar. Tenia estil, tenia instint, era allà, es va convertir en la tata. Qui hauria dit que als barris dels rics havia arribat a fer-hi tants amics? Té el pare captivat, compte CC, i els nens no paren de riure, s'ho passen bé. És la dona de vermell, quan ara tothom va de beix. El nas que ve de Flushing, la tata from Fine.
Sie verkaufte Hochzeitskleider und war sehr mondän. Doch ihr Freund nahm sich eine andere und sie musste gehen. Da saß sie nun, wusste nicht wohin ohne ihren Danny. Sie fuhr nach Manhattan, stand vor Sheffields Tür, um Make-up zu verkaufen, doch er sah mehr in ihr. Sie war schön, hatte Stil, das gefiel, und schon war sie die Nanny. Was für ein Glück für die Kinder im Haus. Die neue Nanny brachte sie groß raus. Auch dem Haus entkommt sie gelegen. Pass auf, sie. Für die Kinder ist sie ein Segen. Egal ob stürmt oder schneit, sie läuft in Mini rum und macht auf Twin. Die Frau ist nicht zu bremsen. Wir lieben dich, Friend.
Porzucił ją zimny drań, co salą sukiem ślubnych miał. Nie miała dokąd udać się, jej świat zawalił się. Wtem skalskich dom, to w nim znalazła kąt. Choć nie było łatwo, nie, choć nie było łatwo. Ona ma swój styl, co rozbraja wszystkich. Ona dobrze wie, ona sposób zna, jak rozbawić bliskich. Ona ma swój wdzięk. Nadszedł niani czas, niania Frania wita was.
Trabajaba en una tienda en la Florida. Su novio era su jefe, pero la pateó. ¿Y ahora qué hará? ¿A dónde irá? Está sola y sin ni uno. Ya la elegante Santa María llegó, pituteando maquillaje, pero más la miró. Era buena, amorosa y así se convirtió en la nani. La vida va a cambiarles, la nani lo hará.
Она работала в бутике Берилева, а ее парень не выкинул с работы. В одной из этих ужасных сцен. И что ей делать, и куда идти, как избежать проблем. Она пошла на удачу. Удача в жизни так много значит. Как по мосту из Берилева в новый мир. В дом Шаталина, где Макс ошибся, ей предложил стать няней. Потому что она так обаятельна была и бесконечно мила. Няня, 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 дети счастливы с ней. Хоть простая девушка, но клад для детей. К радости для Жанны обнаружена пыль, но только Вика не доспел до стоп-кран.
It's Distorted View Daily with Tim Henson.
That really gave me tranny baby fever.
Are you on the internet? Isn't that for techno geeks with spreadsheets?
Try new peanut butter eggs.
And I love the aftertaste of semen in my mouth.
It's just a fun thing.
Boy, you guys got off easy. The Nanny was translated into like 90 different countries. A 4-minute test of patience is absolutely nothing. But, I feel bad because I'm posting the show late today. You freaks were spared. Thank you, though, so much for joining me as we finally kick off the week. If you listen to the intro to the best of show, you know that I had to take a last-minute trip up to my hometown of Ashtabula, about 5 hours away, which, of course, meant that there was some unpleasant things to deal with. Mom is okay for right now. Now that the whole family is aware of the situation, I guess I can tell you, you're like extended family. But I also don't want to bring everyone down. Like, this is a dumb, stupid comedy podcast. But my mother has been a character on the show. And, of course, last year I had to deal with her thyroid cancer issue. And that was brought up many times on the show. So you may have heard in the news that Lindsey Graham has died. And also, Mitch McConnell is probably dead. And star of Jurassic Park, Sam Neill, has died. And some young actor, like 44, from the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, he died. Oh, that soul is going to be delicious. So young and full of life. My mom's on the warpath again. She hungry. No celebrity is safe. We will keep my mom alive indefinitely by picking off politicians, musicians, actors, whatever it takes. Who needs them? There are plenty of Hollywood celebrities out there. There's only one, Patricia Lou Henson. And really, this is a win-win situation. There are too many celebrities out there. We start killing them off. My mom gets their sweet, delicious life force. And because now there are fewer actors competing for the same role, the ones that do survive will get more parts, you see, and probably get paid better. It's all going to work out great. The big thing this weekend was, facing some inevitabilities. Like, she has to go back on this awful medicine. It's the only medicine that works for this type of cancer. The downside is it makes her lose her goddamn mind. She thinks it's the 1800s. For a month and a half, she was mad at me because she had a bad dream where I didn't pay a pizza delivery guy. And so she barely spoke to me for a while. Like, it was crazy. Anyway, it was like a big family meeting where, like, we want to, like, give mom choices here, but she can't live by herself anymore when she's on this stuff because, goes a little cuckoo crazy bananas, and that was not a fun conversation. I mean, imagine being told you're no longer going to be independent. You have to move from the place where you live the past 20 some years. And, it was just a real fun time. I highly recommend that you do this with your parents, just for funsies. All right. So listen, enough of that. Back down here in Cincinnati, it was literally a day trip. We drove more than we were actually up in Ashtabula. And it was just like, I just needed a little extra time to decompress. After all, I'm the real victim in all of this. Got to make it all about me, right? Listen, I do have a great show for you today. Some updates. Gotta say thanks to DV listener Cactus Juicer 2000 for finding this. Now, last week on the show, we played audio of controversial Pastor Steven Anderson railing against mostly his family in a recent sermon. Basically, all of his adult children hate him. His brother hates him. Like 94 members of his congregation have left, ... because they hate him. He doesn't care so much about church members, but the family stuff seems to bother him a lot.
I was just sitting in my room, minding my own business, reading Mark chapter 5 of all chapters.
Isn't it funny? They're just always reading the Bible. There's not a moment he's not reading the Bible, according to him. I mean, just be honest. It's okay. You're allowed to do other things. You're allowed to have other interests. Just tell us you were laying around in your bed watching Everybody Loves Raymond reruns. I'm not going to judge you. As a matter of fact, I get a little suspicious when these pastors are always reading their Bible. It's like, don't you know it inside and out at this point? Are you not retaining the information? How many fucking times you got to read that thing?
In my Catalan New Testament, and the police came and took me to a mental institution against my will. and checked me in there. The cops, when they picked me up at my house, they acted like I was just going to go see a doctor and then everything was going to be fine. But no, I get there and they check me into a mental institution for 72.
Wait a second. You were going along with this for a while when the cops were like, hey, we're going to check you out. We're going to go to the hospital and the doctors are just going to make sure you're fine. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, let me just get my stuff. I'll sit in the back of the police cruiser and you can take me to the clinic. Do you not know how this shit goes? Maybe you should stop reading your Bible and start watching a few episodes of Cops or police body cam footage on YouTube. He is not very street smart, is he? He's surprised he was taken to a mental institution.
2 hours. But I was told that I would see a doctor every 24 hours that could potentially discharge me. And I did end up getting out of there in a little less than 24 hours. The place was horrific. It was straight evil. But I will get to that later in the sermon. Why did this happen? Because that effeminate piece of crap document and lie and commit felony perjury, and he thought that he was going to be able to do it anonymously and we wouldn't know who it was. Well, guess what? We do know who it was.
Betcha it was his piece of shit brother.
And I counted 50 lunatics that I was in there with. So I was in one room with 50 crazy people.
At no point is there any compassion for the mentally ill people he's sharing a room with. You were so close to being an insane person, right? The police weren't sure, right? They were on the fence about this. That's why they took you to the psych ward.
This is the most effed up place I've ever been. It's like a concentration camp for crazies.
The majority of his sermon is about his experience being locked away. Again, making it all about himself. I want to know more about like the family drama surrounding it.
I want people to understand the kind of crap that I'm going through right now. Because it's so easy for all the little whiners and all the little snivellers.
Your whole sermon is bitching and whining.
And all the little babies and all the fake friends and all the little armchair quarterbacks to just sit back and pick apart my behavior and pick apart. I just don't think that Pastor Anderson's handling this the right way. This is the kind of crap that I'm dealing with.
He ends his sermon with some legal advice to everyone in his congregation.
And do not ever plead insanity because the nut house is worse than jail. Let's bow our heads and have a word of prayer.
Yeah, he knows at least some of you are going to be arrested. If you attend that fucking church, you've got it in you. Just, when you're eventually put in handcuffs, don't plead insanity. Thank you for the advice, Pastor Steven Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Speaking of returning favorites, wow, it has been a hot minute since we've featured... Hi, Galileo 2333 here. Yes, our favorite pedophile has returned. The fact that this show has a favorite pedophile, that speaks volumes of what this show's all about, eh? I'm very excited to report that Galileo 2333 has started a new organization, one that I'm pretty sure no one is going to want to join.
This is Galileo 2333, leader of the Intimate Relationship Protection Front.
It took me a couple times to understand what he was saying. The Intimate Relationship Protection Front, the IRPF. And you know what type of intimate relationships Galileo is trying to protect?
West Virginia and Ohio seem to be two places where it's particularly common for athletic victories to be celebrated by burning couches in streets. And the couch has become a symbology of the mental health and therapy and trauma treatment industry, the behavioral health.
Okay, what do couches have to do with mental health and trauma?
You take someone and convince them that they're now a survivor of abuse. Something is probably going to have them in an office that has them on a couch. And in West Virginia, it's a really common tradition in Morgantown, West Virginia, for the students to burn couches after a big sports victory.
Galileo pulls this shit all the time. There's been a lot of instances with numbers, right? He'll read something in the news, 7 girls were abducted, which I think is a good thing. 7 is a holy number. 7 means righteousness in paganism. So these girls being abducted and raped, it was a righteous raping. And it's like, no, sometimes a number is just a number. It doesn't have anything to do with anything anything else. Just like when, idiots at Ohio State University set fire to their couch out on a balcony, which I have seen many times. Like when I was in college, they were doing it. It's got nothing to do with mental health. It's got everything to do with alcohol. It's just dumb kids doing dumb shit. Galileo ended up talking about a family that got in trouble for abusing their children, neglect. They were malnourished.
There was that had like 16 kids in Ohio, and I think they were severely malnourished, and there was a whole bunch of incest and severely malnourished and impoverished. And
that's good. Kids don't need to eat. They should be subject to incest. I wonder how Galileo feels about incest. He loves pedophilia.
Very unsanitary conditions. And they're saying they're using this to crack down on child marriage because one of the people was a West Virginia judge allowed somebody to marry a 15-year-old girl, and they're going to use this for the next big child marriage, the next big cause to ban child marriage.
That judge is a hero. Child
marriage should be legalized, and just because there's a family full of neglect and stuff, that doesn't justify making it illegal for older guys to have sex with young girls.
He's always very specific. Young girls. What about young boys? I'm just thinking, does he believe that's okay as well? I feel like all of his opinions are very self-serving, right? He wants to fuck a young girl. So you fucking young girls, that should be legal. You're the head of a advocacy group now, the Intimate Relationship Front. You need to welcome and advocate all forms of child abuse.
Court TV and Law and Crime Network, they should be put out of existence. And they're big enemy propaganda centers. And they need to be put out of operation so that we can get
taking the controversial stance against child marriage.
Guys,
Court TV.
So we can get guys to have relationships with girls and women, and the government should be removed so that guys can have child brides with no age limit, and the older guys should be able to have a relationship with a young girl and not be subject to state interference.
Damn, when he's excited about something, he starts to talk real fast. Like Boomhauer from King of the Hill discussing his love for child brides. Man, I'm gonna fuck the girl right down, I'm gonna bend her over, and I'm gonna fucking pull down the skirt, and I'm gonna I don't know how old she is, I'm gonna take her to school, and I'm gonna get her buck naked with her, I'm gonna fuck her real good.
And also they should make it so that Somali deserve to live in the United States.
Wow, that might be a more controversial opinion than the child bride shit. He's really branching out. Galileo 2333, champion of pedophilia and Somali rights.
Somali deserve to live in the United States, and they should make it so the old 50-year-old Midwestern farmer white guys can marry a child bride from Somalia.
Oh, that's why he likes the Somalians. Should have known there was going to be a predator connection there.
And can get married to a 7-year-old girl from Somalia and have that be accepted as a marriage, and even have that as a second wife. He probably has an old white wife who's his age, but have that Somalian girl as a second wife, because polygamy should be legalized too. And they should make it so that the old white guys deserve to be able to have a relationship with young black and brown girls, and guys of every skin color deserve to be able to have a relationship with young girls. And that should be legalized. That's what our mission is. The Intimate Relationship Protection Front. This is Galileo 2333 signing off.
Do you think he gets all coked up before he records these videos? I mean, he is flying. Maybe he's just really passionate about what he believes in. But there you go, Galileo 2333 update. And finally, before we get into the news today, you guys know I fucking hate twin speak. And don't worry, I'm not featuring these guys. We're both asexual. I don't want anyone touching my pussy. The twins I have for you today, I believe we have featured them before. They're Australian, and they do the thing where they try to finish each other's sentences, and you can just tell they're not on the same wavelength, but they're desperate to be.
Once they're gone, we can't get them back, and these birds are coming endangered, which is really concerning.
Okay, couple things here. Ladies, I understand you're twins and this is your stick, but you don't have to finish each other's sentences. You don't have to say the same thing. We're not going to think less of you if you're not echoing one another. As a matter of fact, when people say or like too much, some folks will mentally try to catch themselves so they don't say that, right? So they stop using those like, right? You ladies need to do that. Like every time you catch yourself trying to say the same thing, just stop talking. It may have been cute when you were 4 or 5 and you wore the same outfits, which I'm pretty sure they still wear the same outfits. You guys got to stop that too. But I'd be okay if you just stopped saying the same thing. Also, I didn't know these twins actually were productive members of society. Of course, they have the same fucking job, though. They're both conservationists. And apparently there's been a few cases of bird flu, and that's why they were interviewed for the news. A bird suspected of having this flu, this virus, was placed in quarantine, and it's being taken care of by the twins. Drive that fucking bird insane.
It's being looked after by the twinnies, who worry for the future of the species already endangered, now facing bird flu.
Twice a day, but we gown up and mask and we've fully covered up. And we've got a foot bath.
Okay, see right there. You weren't going to say the same thing. But when the second twin heard the word foot, she realized the next word was going to be bath, so she had to chime in. Foot bath. Cut that shit out.
And we wear gum boots and that, so it stays in that area. Once they're gone, we can't get them back, and these birds are coming endangered, which is really concerning.
Who sounds more annoying, these two twins or the asexual twins? Now, I know the asexual twins sound like they're fucking deaf, but I almost think these two hurt my ears more. You know, the other twins are annoying because they're TikTokers and they have that way of talking and, you know, all that asexual shit. I guess they're just annoying on a different level.
Once they're gone, we can't get them back, and these birds are coming endangered.
Cut that shit. Trying too hard. All right, there you go. Australian twins. And with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to the fucked up news. Right now. Not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow. What are you waiting for? Help support this stupidity. Every week I do exclusive shows just for paying members, typically on Tuesday and Thursday. That means tomorrow's show is going to be just for Sideshow freaks. So it's a great time to sign up. Go to distortedview.com right now. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. We've been at this since 2004. There are thousands of past shows for you to listen to. And you know, God willing, I'm not going anywhere. So it is a great time to sign up. Again, go to distortedview.com. You'll get a personalized podcast feed you can plug into just about any podcast app, except for Spotify. If you listen to DB through Spotify, you'll just sign up for the exclusive shows inside of Spotify. Super easy. Just search for Distorted View. On our show page, you'll see a link to tap on to sign up for Sideshow Access. Again, it's all done inside of Spotify. Same deal with Apple Podcasts. If you want, you can sign up inside of Apple Podcasts, or you can sign up on our website, distortedview.com. Other ways to support the show. We've got a Patreon account. This also helps me out immeasurably. Thank you so much to all of my patrons. You can pledge as little as $1 over there to support the show. If you pledge $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And what's really cool is you can sponsor an episode of DV. Listener sponsorships are only $25. If you want to do that, just PayPal me $25 to show@distortedview.com. And let me know how you want to sponsor the show. If you want me to talk about something, dedicate the show to someone, play an audio clip or something, let me know. Again, $25 to show@distortedview.com. Just a couple ways to help me out. Again, thank you so much to everyone. We are now in our 22nd year of the podcast, and it's all because of you freaks. Okay, 3 very quick stories now. First up, we got one from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Florida! It's Florida. Prescription. Florida, our most fucked up state. Prescription.
Yeah, I'm still pretty high on the prescription lady. She's pretty high as well. We got a story from Gainesville, Florida here, where a 75-year-old Florida man is accused of pepper spraying multiple adults and children inside and outside of a Gainesville pet store. This was all after allegedly making inappropriate comments to kids and repeatedly confronting their families. What type of inappropriate comments? Like Galileo 2333 inappropriate? As it turns out, yeah, pretty much. Marshall Scott Avener was arrested after the Wednesday evening incident at a pet supermarket on Northwest 13th Street and faces charges including aggravated battery, child abuse, that's a big one, and multiple counts of battery, according to the Gainesville Police Department. Police said Avener approached a family with 2 children shortly before 8 p.m. That's prime fucking time, for a 75-year-old man. That's like a late night tryst for someone who goes to bed normally around 9 p.m. Anyway, Avener asked the kids whether they wanted to pet his dog. When the children did not respond, investigators allege he asked if they wanted to pet him instead, prompting the children's father to tell him the comment was inappropriate and to leave them alone. You're dealing with an aggressive weirdo when he not only hits on children, he hits on them in front of the parents. According to investigators, Avener repeatedly walked away and then returned to continue arguing with the father. During the confrontation, police say he also reached towards or attempted to grab a 4-year-old child from another family. That drew objections from bystanders and store employees. Authorities allege that Avener then produced a can of pepper spray and sprayed it inside of the store, striking the children's father, 2 pet supermarket employees, and others nearby. Police said the confrontation continued outside, where Avener allegedly sprayed additional bystanders before fleeing in his vehicle. 6 people, including at least 1 child, were affected by the chemical spray. Victims reported burning eyes, skin irritation, and breathing discomfort. Officers documented visible redness and irritation among several of the people exposed. Employees told local media the suspect was a regular customer and that the disturbance escalated within minutes after he entered the store. Police later located Avener at his home. According to an arrest report, he told officers that another man chased him and that he used pepper spray in self-defense. Sir, there are security cameras everywhere. This is pretty easily verifiable. Anyway, he admitted asking the children whether they wanted to, quote, pet me, but said he did not know why he made the remark. 'Cause you was horny. You got that ball full of cum and you're sick in the head, probably, right? He denied attempting to touch a child and denied spraying anyone inside of the store, telling investigators that witnesses were lying. He also acknowledged returning several times to continue arguing with the children's father. Investigators said multiple victims and a witness separately identified Avener in the photo lineup after officers circulated information about his vehicle. Court records cited by local media indicate Avener was ordered held without bond pending a hearing on prosecutors' request to keep him detained before trial. Authorities said he has no local criminal convictions, although records show a child abuse investigation involving him in 2003. That was later dropped without charge, though. The case remains under investigation. Second story we have for you today. This one comes from Illinois. An Illinois man who kidnapped a woman at knife point from a Starbucks parking lot on Veterans Day and then sexually assaulted her after claiming, quote, I'm sorry. It's a horrible story, but the quote is kind of funny. All right, so, he I guess was a veteran himself. He went to Starbucks, found a woman, kidnapped her at knife point, sexually assaulted her, and then he claimed, quote, I deserve this because I'm a veteran. He's been sentenced to 120 years in prison. Justice served, ? How dare you do that to one of our vets? He sacrificed everything for this country. I do love that he waited until Veterans Day to pull this. It's like, just because it's your special day, you don't get to do anything. Laws still do apply to you. Every time June rolls around, there are people that are like, why do gays deserve a whole month? Why don't our vets get a month? First of all, they do, as people now like to point out. Like, you got May, you got all of May, and then another month, and you got a bunch of other days, and whatever. But the reason why gays get a whole month, and it's a celebrated month, and, companies change their fucking logos to rainbows and all that crap, because, gays aren't prancing around the streets raping straight people. We rape other gay people. And it's not rape because we're all sluts. You see the difference there? We're not pulling straight guys out of cars screaming, I can put my dick anywhere I want inside of you. It's our special month. You gotta just take it. Ha ha. You better not squeal or else people might think you're homophobic. All right. Timothy Dubois, 40, received consecutive prison terms totaling 120 years after being convicted of multiple felony counts stemming from the November 2022 attack, including 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual assault, aggravated kidnapping, and aggravated criminal sexual abuse. Guys, I still don't know what aggravated means. You know, when in reference to crimes, like sex abuse is a crime, sexual assault is a crime, but then like aggravated sexual assault is different. Is it just like based on your demeanor? If you're jolly about the sexual assault, if you're not like too mean about it, that's not considered aggravated assault. But if you're like annoyed and mean, like, God damn it, just lay there so I can rape you, fucking bitch. Like if you use a lot of vulgarity, then it seems more aggravated. And that's when you get the aggravated charge, right? Am I wrong on that one? I don't know. Aggravated criminal sexual abuse, kidnapping, all that crap, right? Under Illinois law, he must serve at least 68 years before becoming eligible for release. I can't tell how old he is by his mugshot. His hairline's receding. He's got to be in his 30s or 40s. Sorry, I have indigestion. I haven't been sleeping well, and then I, ate like shit. So I'm sorry, I had to burp that up. Normally, I would like go back and re-record that point. But look, it's already so late. I got to get this show posted. You're just going to have to deal with my almost throw up. The point is, this guy is old enough where I think he's going to die in prison before becoming eligible for release. The sentence followed Dubois' conviction by a Madison County jury in May. Defense attorneys had sought leniency during sentencing, citing his military service. Oh, fuck you. Just because you served in the military, you don't get any special treatment for, like, aggravatingly raping someone, kidnapping them. I guess maybe they could say it was, like, PTSD related, like it's a mental thing. Authorities said Dubois targeted the victim after going to a Starbucks in Collinsville because, according to court testimony, he believed that's where all the women go. Prosecutors said Dubois entered the victim's vehicle while armed with a large knife and forced her to drive to a residential area in nearby Troy, where he sexually assaulted her. During the attack, Dubois allegedly reminded the victim that it was Veterans Day. Do you know what today is? It's Veterans Day, Dubois told the woman. I deserve this because I'm a veteran. After the assault, investigators said Dubois drove... God damn it, I was going to say Dubois drove. I have a speech impediment now. Dubois drove the woman back towards the Collinsville business district. See, that was nice. Wasn't so aggravated. Covered her head with a coat, instructed her to count to 100, and then fled the scene. The victim later testified she believed she would not survive the encounter. Investigators were initially unable to identify a suspect through traditional DNA databases. However, prosecutors said the victim's Apple Watch allowed detectives to narrow the search area. Apple to the rescue once again. Are they overpriced pieces of electronics? Yeah, but they might just help you in your rape case. All right, it allowed detectives to narrow the search area where they discovered a discarded condom. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That is such a dumb mistake, containing DNA from both the victim and the attacker. He was so careful, too. Like, he covered her face, made her count to 100, but he fucking left a used condom at the scene of the crime. Although the male DNA profile produced no immediate database match, investigators later turned to forensic investigative genetic genealogy, identifying relatives of the unknown suspect and ultimately linking the evidence to Dubois. Final story we have for you today. For this one, we're heading back to our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Praise Jesus. Give me a hallelujah. Dad, Oklahoma, Florida, is almost fucked up state. You can hear me now. Florida is almost fucked up state. Praise be to the Lord.
We'll give the prescription lady a little rest. She's crashing out right now. Wow, I do have to say, what a great bunch of news stories today. Even with 2 great stories under our belt, we're ending on a high note. This third one might be my favorite. A Florida man who admitted engaging in a sex act with a vacuum cleaner outside of a vacation rental near Walt Disney World. Be funny if he gave the vacuum cleaner like googly eyes and a funny voice. Kind of made it like a character from Beauty and the Beast, like the clock or the candlestick or whatever the fuck, Lumineer was. Is that his name, Lumineer? Anyway, he's been sentenced to probation in order to undergo a psychological evaluation after pleading no contest to a reduced misdemeanor charge. This may be a DV update. I seem to recall some guy fucking a vacuum cleaner not too long ago. Kevin Westerhold, 51, was sentenced Tuesday to 12 months of probation, fined $271. You know how many fleshlights you could buy for that? You don't have to use a vacuum. Well, vacuum cleaners produce a different sensation than your standard fleshlight. I guess the real problem is doing it outside of a vacation rental near Walt Disney World. That's where the issue comes in. It's not so much his sex toy of choice. Anyway, he was ordered to complete a psychosexual evaluation within 30 days after entering a no-contest plea to indecent exposure. That's according to court records. Judge Juna Pulaya adjudicated him guilty. The sentence stems from a January incident at the Windsor Hills Resort, a gated community popular with tourists visiting nearby Disney World. Deputies with the county sheriff's office were called to the resort on January 22nd after witnesses reported seeing a partially clothed man outside a residence exposing himself. And then it got worse. Witnesses also provided cell phone video that investigators had showed the man engaging in the sex act with the vacuum cleaner. I wonder what brand. Shark? Eureka? Bissell? Don't tell me it was a Dyson. That thing would suck your cock right off. Rip it out by the root. You got to be careful with the Dysons. It's that cyclone action that'll do you in. Yeah, he got sucked off by the vacuum cleaner before leaving the area. Investigators identified the suspect as Westerhold, who, along with his wife, hosted Airbnb rental properties within the resort. Authorities later discovered additional complaints from residents, including Ring and Blink security camera footage, allegedly showing Westerhold walking nude or partially clothed through shared hallways on multiple occasions. So, he's just a creep. Some neighbors told investigators they had previously reported similar incidents to the Homeowners Association late in 2025. It's surprising to me that the Homeowners Association didn't do anything. You take your trash cans out and you put it in the wrong spot, you'll hear from the HOA. You paint your fence the wrong shade of taupe, you'll hear from the Homeowners Association. Having a vacuum cleaner give you a blowjob in broad daylight, though, it's, nothing from these guys. No peep. According to police reports cited in court documents, one witness told investigators Westerhold was naked from the waist down, of course, while using the appliance for sexual gratification. Another witness reported seeing him outside carrying a bottle of liquor. He was trying to get the vacuum cleaner drunk first. I love how long this news story is. Like, it just keeps saying the same shit over and over, and every paragraph it adds just a little more detail. A detective wrote that the video showed Westerhold continuing the sex act with different parts of the vacuum cleaner while visibly reacting to the stimulation. So he liked it. Police also allege that he had been seen masturbating and walking naked through common areas. Westerhold was arrested on January 27th near his home. He was originally charged with felony lewd or lascivious exhibition, but prosecutors later reduced the case to a misdemeanor count of indecent exposure as part of the plea agreement. An April court filing from his attorney stated Westerhold had recently completed inpatient treatment, although no details about that treatment were disclosed. The sheriff's office had previously asked anyone who witnessed similar incidents involving Westerhold to contact investigators as they continued reviewing reports from residents of the resort community. So there you go, a little update on the vacuum cleaner man. He saw my tits. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you guys. Many ways to contact the show. show@distortedview.com. I'm all over social media @distortedview on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook.com/distortedviewshow. Don't forget, we've got that special text line for Harry Cunt. I'll read some of your texts later on in the week, probably Wednesday. So keep those texts coming in. Right now, though, let's check in with a few freaks calling into our voicemail line, specifically our Patreon line. These guys pledged at least $5.
Hello.
Appreciate it.
Oh, of course. I just had some wonderful
sex
eggs on my new egg maker.
Almost as good as sex.
I'm in on the game, the whole hard-boiled eggs. I had 6 eggs today.
6? You ate all 6? You know, those egg makers, that's how much they typically make, unless you get the double-decker. There's one that has like 2 levels, which is for real egg freaks. It sounds like you are one of them. I don't think it's healthy to eat that many eggs in a day. Pretty sure if you ask doctors and stuff, they're like, yeah, 1 or 2. Honestly, I don't know if I could eat 6 eggs in one day. I feel like they'd start to come up.
I made them in the morning, took it with me to work, enjoyed it, wasn't hungry all day.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
You overdid it on the eggs. Over easy.
Also, my girlfriend, she made some good fucking chicken in the air fryer. I know you have an
So it wasn't just eggs. You had eggs and chicken. Bad day for poultry.
Fryer. I know you have an hard-boiled egg machine.
Yeah.
I got it. I got both things. And
I also have an air fryer.
This chicken was so good. I was like, I wonder if this is black approved. And
what?
I had a friend of mine.
Oh, fried chicken. I get it. You're being racist.
And, an associate, somebody I knew from back in the day. He's a drug dealer who happens to be black. He was selling my neighbor some product. I don't know what. I mind my own business. I just said hello to him. And then I'm like, damn, I wish I had offered him some my chicken that I ate for dinner that day. I'm just wondering if it's black approved. You know it's good chicken if it's black approved.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Unicorn Hamster.
We run, we jump, we swim and play.
Yeah.
We row and go on trips. But the thing that lasts forever are our dear friendships. Camp on a wanna, we hold you in our heart. And when I think about you, it makes me want to fart.
I'm surprised how many people are calling in just singing the theme song to that stupid show.
Hello, Timmy Boo.
Not the first.
Dragon
Come!
So you're talking about this dude bitching and moaning about the 2 episodes versus 3 episodes. Let's say not episodes. News stories.
Oh, yeah, I was bitching about that a while ago. Hey, I've been trying to be good and accommodating, right? We've done a lot of three-story days as of late.
Which got me thinking, one of the things I love the most is when there's a cross-reference between my DV world, which I keep very private. You know, I don't share with a lot of people because I shouldn't, and that'll get me into a lot of trouble. And with other spheres, right? So I'll listen to other kind of reputable news sources, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, Timmy Boo spoke about this during his show.
Yeah.
I love.
I broke the news, and these fucking other podcasts that consider themselves to be news, right? They're always trailing me.
When that happens, I'm not sure if other freaks feel the same. Now, which begets the question is, where do you get usually your news stories?
Usually, I make them up.
But it's like, you know, your gold mine usually your go-to in terms of getting weird stories.
The Smoking Gun is a great website that publishes a lot of like Florida man stories.
Is there a specific site, or just have Google alerts and just
Google alerts, sure.
Possible?
Google, Reddit.
I'd be curious to know.
You know, I've got plenty of tricks up my sleeve. But yeah, the Smoking Gun is a website that like they tend to publish like mugshots and like police reports of weird things. So they're an awesome source, and I cite them all the time. I say, like, you know, the Smoking Gun reports. That's where I got. As a matter of fact, that's where I got the Florida man vacuum cleaner sex story today. So if you want to check it out, thesmokinggun.com. All right, guys, that is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Want you guys to email me? show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you: 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. God, is it? Oh, God.
Somali deserve to live in the United States, and they should make it so the old 50-year-old Midwestern farmer white guys can marry a child bride from Somalia.
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. Tomorrow's episode is going to be Sideshow exclusive, so if you want to hear it, you got to sign up. Go to distortedview.com right now and rectify that situation. Otherwise, I'll be back on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody. bitch, 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 bitch.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scrod Media Group. Learn more at scrod.net.